One of the best flavor combinations of all times is chocolate and peanut butter. It's something about that rich chocolate flavor mixed with that creamy, smooth peanut butter. Makes me happy. And one of my favorite candies to eat are Reese's peanut butter cups. It's the perfect ratio of chocolate to peanut butter. And what I'm gonna make for you today is a chocolate peanut butter cake inspired by a Reese's peanut butter cup. Let me tell you about this cake. It's gonna be a rich chocolate sponge layered with peanut butter frosting in the middle. So when you bite into it, you're gonna get that flavor combo of chocolate and peanut butter, just like a Reese's cup. So stay tuned, coming up next on The Sweet Spot. The first thing I always do before making my chocolate cake batter is I pre-mix all of my dry ingredients. It's important to pre-mix your dry ingredients because this helps them really combine into the batter. So I have my flour here. I'm gonna take my cocoa powder, as well as my salt, baking powder, and my baking soda. And just using a whisk or a spatula, I'm just gonna really make sure all of that's mixed in. All right, now that our flour, cocoa powder, all of our dry ingredients are mixed, we're gonna set that aside, and now we're gonna start making our batter, and we're gonna start with our sugar. So I like to use a paddle attachment on my mixer when making batters because it really helps mix everything together. So I'm just gonna add that sugar to the bowl. Next is our eggs. And we're gonna mix our eggs and sugar on medium to get a nice, smooth texture. All right, now that our sugar and eggs are mixed together, you're gonna add your canola oil. Along with your vanilla. Once again on medium. Okay, so now that all of our wet ingredients are mixed together, it's time to start adding in our dry ingredients or our flour mixture. You're gonna rotate that with your buttermilk. So I like to do about 3 rotations because I don't want to add all flour at once. So I'm gonna take about 1/3 of the flour and just scoop into my bowl. And then I'm gonna do my first mix on medium before rotating in my buttermilk. All right. Now, during this process, it's important to scrape down the sides of your bowl because the mixer's gonna force things up against the side, and to get a really good blend, you wanna make sure you're scraping all of those ingredients in the bowl. I'm gonna pour in just 1/3 of the buttermilk. And then again on medium. Okay, we're gonna scrape down the sides again. And this batter is a little thicker than your normal batter, so you'll see when you scrape sides of the bowl, it feels a little richer. Now let's add half of the remaining flour. And blend that on medium. scrape down sides again. Add buttermilk. Again on medium. And now let's add in the remaining flour. So we're just gonna add in all of that remaining flour. Make sure I get it all. And then we're gonna mix this on medium again. Our last step in making our chocolate cake batter is mixing our coffee with our chocolate chips. And we're gonna melt those in a microwave for about 20 seconds. Now, if you're a person who's like, I don't wanna do coffee, you can do water. The difference will be, you're gonna add your water and chocolate separately. So you would just take your chocolate chips and melt down in the microwave for 20 seconds and add them separate from the coffee. But if you're doing coffee, go ahead and mix with your chocolate chips and pop that in the microwave for 20 seconds. If they don't melt in 20 seconds, go ahead and do another 10 seconds until your chocolate chips have melted and are smooth. So we're gonna pop these in the microwave. I just removed my chocolate and coffee mixture from the microwave, and I'm just stirring to make sure all of my chocolate chips are melted and they're combining with the coffee. And you'll see the color change, almost a rich milk chocolate color. All right. And now we're gonna add that to our batter. Make sure it's all goes in there. And we're gonna mix this on medium. So my batter's ready. One thing I like to do before adding my batter to my cake pans is I like to take my spatula and give it one last stir and make sure everything at the bottom has mixed. Make sure it's smooth throughout. Once you add your water and the coffee, you're gonna see your batter instantly loosen up. So now it's time to add my batter to my cake pans. So I have 3 9-inch cake pans, and I like to use just a ladle or something that I can scoop out even amounts until all my batter is gone. You can use whatever process you want to add your batter to your cake pans. You just want to make sure you have almost even amounts in every single pan. So I have all 3 of my cake pans filled with batter. I just give them a little shake and then drop. That helps release air bubbles, just a gentle drop. So now that my pans are filled, I'm going to bake those in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until an inserted toothpick comes out clean. Once again, I always test the center to make sure that's baked all the way through. My cakes are in the oven and they smell amazing. They're almost ready. So now it's time to start on your 2 buttercream frostings. We're gonna start with our peanut butter buttercream because that one we're gonna put in between our cake layers. And then we're gonna make a chocolate buttercream that's gonna smother all of that goodness and seal it in. So let's get started right now. Let's start the peanut butter buttercream by first adding your butter. You're gonna add all of your butter to a bowl, and then we're gonna mix that on medium until it's nice and smooth. Once your butter is nice and smooth, add your peanut butter. Get all of that gooey, creamy peanut butter into the bowl. Then we're gonna mix that again on medium until the butter and peanut butter are well combined. All right, now that we have our peanut butter and our butter all mixed together, we're going to scrape down the sides of our bowl. Make sure we get it all scraped down. And then we're going to start adding our confectioner sugar. Start by adding about a third of the confectioner sugar at a time because you want it to really blend in. And mix that on medium. All right, we're gonna add some more confectioner sugar. And once again, you're gonna need to scrape down your bowl in between additions of confectioner sugar. On medium again. And let's add our remaining sugar. And mix. All right, with the mixer on low, add in your heavy cream. Now we can add in our vanilla and our salt and just mix on medium until well combined. So now that we've made our peanut butter buttercream, let's move on to our chocolate buttercream. Start your chocolate buttercream by first melting your chocolate chips. You can do this in the microwave for 20 seconds and then mix until they're melted nice and smooth. Then combine your confectioner sugar and your cocoa powder and whisk to combine. Start with your butter in your mixer. And we're going to mix the butter on medium until it's nice and smooth. Then take your melted chocolate and add to the butter inside of your bowl. Make sure it's at room temperature. Then mix on medium until combined. All right, let's start adding our sugar mixture to the bowl, a little at a time so that the sugar has a nice blend. All right, on medium. Now let's add a little bit more of our sugar. All right, and let's mix on medium. With the mixer again on low, add in your heavy cream. Sometimes I add a little, let it loosen up, and then add the remaining. Last, we're going to add our vanilla extract. After I scrape down the bowl, it needs a little scraping. So go ahead and add in that vanilla and your salt. And whip on medium until nice and smooth. Let's start building our cakes. Take your first layer of chocolate cake and you're going to put a heaping amount of the peanut butter buttercream in the middle and just smooth it out to get an even layer. Once you finish your first layer, add your second topping and do the same process, a heaping amount of peanut butter buttercream and just smooth out over the top. All right, now we're gonna add our last layer of chocolate cake and switch to our chocolate buttercream. And you're just gonna ice the entire cake in chocolate buttercream. And just take your icing knife and smooth it out. And don't forget the sides, just smooth it out over the sides. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna pour chocolate ganache over the top. So for the chocolate ganache recipe, click the link at the top. Take your chocolate ganache after it's nice and whisked and pour over the top of your cake. I pour a little at a time so I get a nice even coating over the top, and then I pour just enough to encourage it to drip over the sides. All right, let's pour some more. I love chocolate ganache on the cake. Now that our ganache is poured, we're gonna take the remaining peanut butter buttercream and just make a little rosettes on the top using a piping bag. And go all the way around. And then we're gonna take mini kisses and put in the center of those rosettes for nice little finishing touch. Then add the last few. And I'm just gonna make a little star treatment around the bottom, rotating the peanut butter and chocolate buttercream, giving a little interest around the cake. And here we go, a Reese's inspired chocolate and peanut butter cake. I would like to thank all of you for allowing me to share my Reese's inspired chocolate and peanut butter cake recipe with you. Hit like, subscribe, because I have more fun and delicious recipes coming your way right here on the Sweet Spot.